And we are live. Happy Wednesday, everybody. This is super exciting for me because not only am I not typically here on Wednesdays, shout out to Lauren for giving me her Wednesday spot. We were laughing about that this morning. I was like thinking, oh, it's Aunt's spot. Aunt, taking that. And then I was like, wait, no, it's Lauren. But luckily, we got it all figured out. So today is going to be a great day. Instead of me being your typical guest, I today have my own guest. Oh man, I'm super hyped. This person is someone who, we met years ago here at the gym. He has not only become one of my closest friends, he's also an athlete and client of mine. Um, he's just the best. I'm about to bring him on. Everyone give him a round of applause. It's my guy, Sean. Let's bring you on. Yes, Sean.
Hi.
Hi, thanks for joining us. You're coming to us live from where?
Utopia Massage, another client of the gym,
Yeah.
Julie. Yeah, she has a couple locations. You should definitely check it out. I'm here fixing toilets because that's what I do.
I am so happy that you're here, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being here as someone who not only is a business owner, dad, husband, great friend as well. I'm just glad
Oh,
that you had that. Yeah, I just
sweet.
glad that you had the opportunity to join me today and talk about your fitness journey
Oh, yeah,
over the
great.
last
I'm
couple
happy to.
years. I love that. Let's just tell the people though, really quick. You own your own business,
Mhm.
but I'm your boss.
That's true. My daughter, she comes to the gym with me frequently on the weekends or early, and she says, "Oh, when is your boss say that you can do?" I'm like, "I don't have a boss." And she's like, "No, with the pink hair when you said pink hair, yeah, she thinks you're my boss, which is great because I do call you boss. I do call you boss a lot. That's real. I'd
You
also like
do.
to give a shout out to Ant right away because he asked me to be on his podcast like 6 months ago, and I just was hectic busy and wasn't able to do it. So, hey, buddy, sorry,
That's
we
okay.
can do
It's
it
okay.
again. Yeah,
We have you here now.
yeah.
So let's get into it. Tell me a little bit more about you own a business. So let's get first into the business side of things. Tell us really quick about what prompted you to start your business, how long you've owned your business name. Give us a little history.
I've been working for myself for it's going on 10 years. I own a plumbing company. Mostly I do all types of plumbing, but I mostly do like commercial rough-ins and trim outs and repair stuff like that. But I do all manner of plumbing, anything very small to very big. I've been a plumber for since I moved to Georgia. Actually, before I moved to Georgia, and that's going on 17 years. I used to work for a large company and then just went out on my own. And it's yeah, I recommend not having a boss besides you, of course. I can't get fired.
Right, exactly. I love that. And then with you owning your own business as well, how does that translate? Of course, being at home with your family, like, you are really busy. I know personally how busy you are, but just talking about, making time first for your family.
Making time for the family is when you're your own boss is challenging, but also easy because nobody makes my schedule except me. And you'd be surprised if you're just upfront and honest with clients when you're saying, "Hey, I don't work past a certain time because I have a family, I have a young child at home and I need to be there and be there with them." And thankfully, plumbers in Atlanta are abundant, and I also know a bunch of plumbers that I can recommend. So if it's a situation where I have to be like, "Hey, sorry, I can't help you, I know a guy," I've done that before. But also it's just making family a priority is yeah, it's easy when you're self-employed. Like when it's easy for me to call somebody up and say, "Hey, I can't come today, my daughter doesn't have school, she's sick, dentist appointment," whichever. My wife is also amazing about that too. I mean, my wife, she's the
She's
best.
the best.
So it's Yeah, it's just it's always it's constant struggle, constant journey because it's as she grows, things just change and availability. Um, as you know, I started working out at 6 a.m. and it was great for a long time, and then her schedule changed, so my schedule now I work out at 5 a.m., which is even just saying it hurts my feelings. So you're getting up every morning at you know crap before the sun comes up to go and do aggressively hard things is really hard to explain to somebody without them being like, wait, so you're not only are you in a CrossFit call, you're also getting up at 5 a.m. to go work out? Like, oh, so you're also a sociopath too. That's awesome. But it just works out for everybody's schedule, and it's I just look at it. I heard a quote from someone. I can't remember what it was. I would love to quote them, but it's I just don't want to take anybody else's time besides my own time. So if 5 a.m. is the time where I can get up and get it done, and then start my day, and it started off as, hey, let's start working out early, and at first it was 3 days a week, and then it was 4 days a week, and then it's like, okay, if I can get 6 days in, I feel better. But it's yeah, it's just yeah, it just I'm going on 3 years in April. I looked it up before
Did
we were here,
you?
and I was like, I don't feel like I've been working out that much, and then I'm like 500 classes, like geez, 500
Hey,
hours. It's a lot of hours of working out.
it is. And there's something that is to be said about, especially someone who owns their own business, time is money.
Yeah,
So you saying that you've, worked out here 500 hours, and depending on, what you do in your business, as far as what, like, are you working hourly per project? Like, it's not you just giving this time freely. Like,
right.
you are so committed to coming to the gym that you are getting up before the sun comes up just so you can get in a workout. And like you said, in the times that you have brought your daughter to the gym, which, I mean, I love when she comes too, and then you're on the weekends, you're doing events.
Yeah,
Like, this isn't just something that you're like, oh, I'll do it when I do it. No, you have to do it. You're here.
yeah.
This is what you do.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure when it flipped from working out to be fit, but it went. I think there's at some point it switched from, oh, I'm definitely getting fit. Especially with my line of work, I'm always finding myself doing manual labor. When there isn't somebody to do it, you have to step in and do it. Carrying around my daughter, just being physically fit has been such an advantage in my life. But there was a point where it switched over from just being fit to mental health, where now it's like, if I don't start my day with a workout, my day it doesn't go to shit, but it's like it just feels off. It just feels
Mhm.
like, man, I just don't just like, now it's a routine, and and once it
Mhm.
becomes a routine and the mental health kicks in, it's just like for me, it's like it's not an option. It's just you
Yep.
got to get it done.
I know. And one thing, I love our 5 a.m. group. I mean, we're
Yeah,
besties for the resties. Like,
yeah,
it's
for
just
real.
absolute best. But and I mean, and we're working super hard at 5 a.m. as
Yeah,
well. And one thing about you, which is like, I got to give you a shout out for, is that there are times that you're like, I was working till 11, 12 a.m. and you're walking in the door for that 5 a.m. workout. And I'm like, well, why didn't you sleep? And you're like, well, because my day is crazy. And if I don't work out now, I'm not going to be able
yeah.
to work out later. So super proud of you
Oh,
for that.
thanks.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
welcome. Yeah.
yeah. It's just like I said, it just switched from it is about physical fitness and health and all of those things, but it is it back to the old saying of, you can't take care of anybody if you don't take care of yourself. And there's just that part of me. It's like, not only is it physically taken care of, it's also a mind mental space where it's like getting that hard thing out of the way first thing in the morning, and then the rest of the day. The hardest thing I'm doing is working out with everybody at 5 a.m. and
Mhm.
doing it. Just takes a minute for your body to get used to that. Also, like, exerting that much energy first thing in the minute you open your eyes is it's crazy. It's bananas at times, where it's like, I'm the first, me. I'm just like, fuck, like, always cursing, always swearing, like, why are you doing this to me? And it's like, when in reality I showed up and asked for it. Like, it's just
Right. You keep
it's one
coming
of those
back
things
for
that,
more.
yeah, yeah, a couple. I was like, really not that. Oh, 500 hours biscuits. Yeah, that's a long time.
Right.
But yeah, but it's easy too because you just get used to, something about burning calories with people too, where you're, always working with the same people, and you were like, oh, I got to get up because Dr. P is going to be there, and I gotta, oh, Sarah, a newer addition to the 5 a.m. Where it's like, man, like giving each other a hard time, like, oh, so I guess you just slept in today, or like you just didn't want to work out for your fitness and health. Okay, that's no problem. And again, just light ribbing, but that's the one thing about the gym that I also have come to enjoy. Um, you know, you get more fit and you start interacting with people in your everyday life, and they start saying, oh my God, they instantly start explaining their fitness journey to you. And it's like, there's no judgment. It's just like something I have to do for myself. But then they're always going down the rabbit hole of, well, I'm trying to do more push-ups and I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to that. I'm like, I want to support you. But also, anybody that works out with us knows that is also, people are always so afraid to come to the gym and start.
Mhm.
But I love when new people come and work out, because I was also that person. So you
Yeah.
get to, like, not only show them, like, awesome, man, you got to listen to your body. You have to do what you can do. You have to work out the level you can work out. But just seeing new people come in and start that journey and then stick with it, it's great, because it's just like one of the best things I've done for myself in a long time. Like, I've
Yeah.
always, family, married, all of the things in my regular life, but like for my own self, like my physical fitness, my mental health, also, like, just translates to the other side of it too. Being able to carry my daughter, like I was saying, being able to be available for work, making sure that I'm just up and around, because I'm, older. I'm I'm old. I'm 49, so it's a feeling the age, but working out has definitely been such a benefit.
Yeah, and plus you're a super active guy too. Because I
Yeah,
know, you take trips. You did the Grand Canyon,
yeah,
like you go out of the country, and I know that trip that you recently took with your guys, and you were like camping we're was it the bottom of the Grand Canyon that you guys camped
yeah,
us at? Like,
yeah.
tell me what really, even with fitness, what it did for you when you've gone, not even just that trip, but any other trip that you've gone with your friends that you do. Like, how has that changed things for you?
I've always been active, but yeah, like noticeably different when hiking, or the trips I take usually out of the country are with family for snowboarding. So we do
Mhm.
mountain sports, and that's just, you're at altitude, that oxygen is low, you find yourself hiking up the side of a mountain in the snow, like, again, same thing, like questioning, like, what am I doing? Like, but then also having the best time of my life. But yeah, just easy, like strength, mobility, controlling your heart rate, being able to physically control or know what your body can do, instead of like doing the track, like tracking your heart rate, and okay, so I know that I can do this amount of work at this heart rate for this long in my everyday life. So if I keep it medium, I can push myself a lot further than I normally would, just by being, paying attention to my fitness.
Mhm. I love that. And so
Yeah,
you were talking about the moment where it switched for you, where it went
yeah,
from just kind of working out to really in the last year. I mean, the thumbnail of this podcast, I mean, you look absolutely jacked
yeah.
as when, you first started working with Ant and then me, and we're doing the one-on-one coaching. But what was it for you, or when was the moment that it happened that you were like, I got to make a change. Like, this is the moment. Like, talk me through that. Explain it to me.
Having a kid. Like, you have a kid, and then you find yourself doing the most mundane of activities, getting up and down off the floor, carrying a child on your shoulders for multiple blocks at a time, um, squatting, just doing all these very basic movements. You're like, why? Why am I out of breath? Like, why am I not doing that? So that was like an easy for me. As soon as my wife was pregnant, I'm like, okay, I gotta um, just turn this around a little bit, because I've always, my job, very active, digging with a shovel at times and moving a lot of things and always on my feet, always crawling around, but still feeling the effects on my body. And then doing, doing the workouts and everything we do, it is very functional. Like, I find myself doing all of the movements that we do a lot of the times, the one-legged squatting down, and the getting up and down off my knees, and heard it when I said it, but a lot of those things where it does translate to my everyday life. And but it was basically, like having a daughter, like wanting to be around for her, wanting to be able to run around, I want to climb on the jungle gym, I want to go down the slide, I want to chase her around, I want to be chased around, all of those things. I want to sleep on the ground with her without being paralyzed. Like those, all of those things are super important to me. Snowboarding, she just recently went snowboarding for the first time and she loved it. So I'm like, hooray, let's go to the mountains. Like it's just a no-brainer, just being able to be available and physically available for her. And just also coming to the gym. I love that she comes to the gym. Just get her into that mindset of, my parents weren't able to do it, but showing her like, hey, your fitness is super important. Just you got to
Mhm.
take care of your carriage so you can get around in life. You can do super fun things if you are physically able to.
Yeah. Well, talking about that though, because I remember when that was the moment you first told me that she called me your boss. And it was because you guys were at home and she was like,
Yeah.
let me show you my workout routine,
Yeah.
and told you to film it for your boss.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's got to make you feel good. The fact that she enjoys coming to the gym and she sees you working out, and like you said, you want to be able to chase her around. And this is
Yeah.
just beginning though, because she's still young.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
She's
it's
only
like
5.
she's only 5, right? And so
Yeah.
you're taking her snowboarding and it's like, well, she's just 5. You want to be snowboarding with her when she's 20,
Yeah. Exactly.
right? And so what is something that, you say you're old, even though you're not old.
Yeah.
Age is just nothing, age is nothing but a number. But what would you say to another dad who maybe he's, in his mid 40s and he's really just, not working out much, or he's nervous to work out? Like, what would you say to him to
I
get
I would
started?
I would definitely say don't be nervous, because you see it. You see the people working out, and there are people that are way fitter than you. It's a huge scale because you only see the people that are super fit, and you're like, man, that dude is ripped. Or, oh my God, look at her. Like, what? She's like doing 10 pull-ups, like unassisted, like just, geez Louise, I can't even like get up off the couch. But it's a full spectrum. So don't be nervous. Again, you just have to show it for yourself. That's the most important thing, because um, if you're wanting to take care of your family, if you're wanting to, at the very least, another a good one is I work with a guy. He's out of shape, he's overweight, and he's um, we always talk about these situations we find ourselves in where we're out in like on a vacation, and I'm like, so what happens if you are stuck in an area and you have to pull your body weight up to get out of a
Mhm.
pit, or you're swimming, or you're doing something where you're like, you have to exert yourself to not only save your life but to help your family? Can you do that? Like
Yeah.
that's a at the very base level, like, okay, I know that I can lift myself up a certain, I can get myself out of situations. Again, people tend to be on the safe side. That's fine. But it's you know, more than anything, to feel better, to wake up happy, to not to fight off those aches and pains. A
Mhm.
lot of the aches and pains that I was having in my elbows and knees, though I still have aches and pains, have lessened because I've strengthened all my connective tissues, and all of my joints, all my mobility is just so much better because of the strength that I've gained just lifting. Um,
Mhm.
very, very helpful in everyday life. And it's just being able to get out in the world. Like, I want to hike the Grand Canyon. I want to do all of these fun things that nature and the world have to offer. But if you get winded walking up a flight of stairs, it's like you just stops you from doing that stuff. You find yourself stuck inside.
Oh yeah. And speaking of hiking the
Yeah.
Grand Canyon, I mean, if you get winded walking up the stairs, you ain't about to hike that trail that takes you down to the bottom of the Grand
No.
Canyon. Because we
No.
were hiking that back up, I thought
Yeah.
and as someone who is fit, I was like, I need to be a little fitter because
Yeah.
that was really tough.
Yeah, yeah, like, oh, I'm at altitude, or like, yeah, I find myself like, again, you're skiing, and even like at the top of the mountain, even though I'm fit, you're still winded. I'm just winded. It's like I'm 10,000 feet winded, like, ugh, can't even do the what am I do again? What am I doing? But then having like literally the best time that you can have, just exploring a mountain from the top down. You don't get to do that if you're not, able to put a snowboard on and get out in nature. That, for me, that's like just such a great time. But that translates to everything: riding a bike, or I literally just walking in the park, walking. My mom was just here, and she's 70, and we just hiked up Stone Mountain. I've never done. She's like, yeah, let's go do it. And we had to stop a couple times, but she was just right up that mountain. I was like, awesome. Like, not only do I want to be doing that when I'm 70, I want to be able to do it and, just be comfortable enough in my body to not be like, I don't want to hurt my hip. Like I just know so many older folks that just are just in a state of immobility and like don't get out in nature, don't go walking around, or just kind of stuck in their ways. And it's just I don't want that existence for myself. I also want it again with my daughter too. I want her to see me being active and want to do these fun things with her, hiking on the Great Wall of China and doing like all these random things that I didn't get to do when I was younger, so I can now like live my best life through her.
Yeah. And so it's not only been fitness either. Like you made that change to working out more, coming to 5 a.m. And then it was on to the nutrition part of everything. And with us being friends as well, one thing you and I share in common is our love for food.
Oh,
Like
love food.
we love food. Like
Yeah.
we're here at 5 o'clock in the morning sometimes making each other hungry because we're talking about a delicious meal. So when it comes to your nutrition, especially like, because as someone who does like to go out to eat and travel, what does that look like for you? And what do you like talk to yourself about when it comes to enjoying food, but also, working on your nutrition? Like what is that for you?
I When I first started working out, I was working out for good full probably year, maybe year and a half before I even started thinking about nutrition. I was just like, okay, I can do this. Why is my body not changing the way I'd like it to change? And then started doing, macros and protein and all this stuff. Like, oh, I'm just eating incredibly wrong. And then got on the tracking train for just a couple 3 months, and then was able to still eat basically everything I eat now, just in different amounts and at different times, and not just be a glutton, just like putting everything in my face, which I love to do. But your body just starts reacting to food differently when you start tracking it, realizing what you can see the changes of like putting on weight or dropping weight, and you don't know until you start tracking, and then you start using carbohydrates as energy instead of just like, this is just delicious pasta. Be like, no, this is actually fuel. And your body starts treating it that way. Cause just recently that photo, it's funny you say that photo, but I like feel like I've been eating the most I've ever eaten. Like I'm just sitting down. I'm eating like 2 or 3 meals on certain days. I'm just starving, and I've lost and it's like, I didn't really lose a whole lot of weight. I've just dropped a lot of fat all of a sudden because I'm just working every day, but my body just took to that change, and now I'm just like dropping that weight. But it all started with tracking nutrition. Like that was like a key thing for me to all of a sudden, like I literally dropped like 20 pounds like in 3 months as soon as I started with the nutrition with you. It was just like I was strong, I was working out, I was definitely feeling better, but then started the tracking, and then it was like instantly it was like 20 pounds. It was crazy.
I know. And we are always like, Sean, take your shirt off. Like,
yeah, right.
You're just
I'm like that to every dude. I'm like, dude, take your shirt off, bro. Like, let's see those shoulders.
Right. And I love that we're all like that, especially in the 5 a.m. But watching your body change, especially like watching it change and seeing, because you do work hard. I mean, you just did carnivore again. Like on your own. Like I wasn't even the one that was like
carnivore-ish. Yeah.
I would say animal based.
I do love cheese. Cheese is so good. Oh my god.
You love cheese. But the thing is though, is that because we've worked together one-on-one, and you were tracking, and we've learned, what works for your body, that you were like, I'm going to eat mainly carnivore. I know that it helps me. We had the holidays and everything, and you were still even, eating right and training hard during the holidays. Mm-hmm. But after the holidays, you were like, I'm just going to go for a little bit more of a cut. And you were like, I think I'm just going to go, kind of carnivore. And I was like, oh, you are? Oh, okay.
Well, you start to, the nice thing about it is I don't shy away from pasta, rice, any of those things. Like if it's like my wife cooks, I'm like, oh, thank you for cooking. This is delicious, amazing. She's a great cook. And I don't shy away from it. I'm no longer, I used to have more of a food thing. But now that, just don't eat as much, or I'm like, oh, okay, I can kind of adjust. Now that I've, again, starting with the tracking, you start to understand how your body is reacting to what you're putting into it. So like, oh, okay, so I'm having pasta today. So then tomorrow I'll just eat later in the day, not eat any, don't eat breakfast, have coffee, and then just, again, just listening to your body and figuring out how it's reacting to it. And it's a lot easier with the once you track it. And I was, I'm always, because I'd be the first one even like years ago to be like, oh yeah, how many grams of protein, bro? And it's like, well, no, you really do need to know that, especially when you get to a certain age and your body starts shedding protein. And if you're not getting enough, you're just deteriorating. So it all starts with that for sure, where you're understanding what you're putting into your body. It's like the most important thing. Like it's the only thing carrying you around. Like yeah, I don't know. It seems like after doing it now, it seems like, oh my God, I should have been doing this my entire life. And instead it
Right.
was just you just kind of fall out of it. Like it's really easy to do because beer is amazing. Beer is delicious. Whiskey and beer and all the other vices that are easily start taking part of your life.
Oh yeah. And so with, we talked about business owner, dad, husband, you're working sometimes 12 hours a day. You're coming in and
Mhm.
getting the workout in the morning. And so it's like, how is it that you have found the time to be able to not only work out but eat well? Like, is there something that you tell yourself besides, of course, it being, mental health and everything that you need it to be, but like, what is it that you use to encourage yourself or kind of kick yourself into high gear or kick yourself in the butt to be like, I got it, I've got to do this, I've got to make time for this? Like, and then also, what would you say to someone who's like, well, I don't have the time?
Well, mental health for sure is like, come to find out, it's a very important part of it for me. It just helps me establish that routine. Number two, my wife is super hot, so it's like
She is.
I can't just like fall off and fall apart in my 50s and like be like, oh, well, whatever. I just really like Oreos, which I do love Oreos. But yeah, she's super hot. So like staying fit. And so she's, I want to be attractive to her. I also, again, my daughter also makes it very easy seeing her face light up, running around with her. The kind of giggles you get when you're running around is just not, it only happens when you're running and being active. So doing those things are plenty for me. Like that's more than enough.
Mhm.
So again, the mental health, super hot wife, and a young child who just wants to play. Like that's all it takes for me. And you can find the hour, you can find the time. You just have to be persistent about it. Once you establish a routine, it's much easier. But it's the rest of the time you're just making excuses about why you're not doing it. Like, my work, or that, because I've done it for years. Oh, my job is very active. I have a friend who's super have always been a fitness instructor working out, and like, yeah, my job's very active. I'm digging with a shovel all the time, and I'm lifting and moving all day, but still like carrying an extra 30 pounds. And then once I got back into it of being actually physically fit, it is like oh yeah, it's all of those things that I just mentioned, like being a good father, being a good husband, and then also taking care of my own mental health, where it's like I'm always progressing, I'm always trying to be a better version of myself. And I think the strong foundation to that is being physically fit. Like you can't,
Yeah.
it just gives you the energy to get up and do it. It you know Something happens with those endorphins where it calms you, where you're like, okay, I did the hardest thing I'm going to do already before the sun is even up. So going to that next part of your day is easy.
Yeah. And so, like, this last year, especially, you've gotten absolutely just jacked. Like, your arms have gotten huge. Those
Yeah.
abs are popping. The V, like your chest, like everything. You look amazing. And then you just did High Rocks twice
Ugh,
in the last year.
ugh,
You did a relay, and then you did it
yeah,
with Dr. P, with Cedric.
yeah.
And so now it's like, what's the next step? What's a goal that you have? What are you working on right now? Like, what is it that's motivating you for these next steps during 2026?
I mean, now it's just motive. Now it's just like maintaining. Like, okay, I've gotten to a point where I'm like, I know what my limits are. I know what I don't want to go back down to. So I'm just like trying to be in the spot where I'm like, I can still go through my day to day. I know it's not like an exciting answer, but I'm just like also of an age where I'm like, I'm not trying to super compete or lift aggressively heavy. I do like being strong. I do love, I love lifting. It's my favorite part, but I'm also not trying to injure myself. I'm not
Hmm.
trying to, I'm not trying to break world records. I'm trying to get out of bed and go day to day. Like that's not an exciting answer, but just being physically fit and aware in my body makes that much easier moving forward. So I already know that I can do it. So it's just at this point maintenance, just making sure that I'm not going to break down in a couple of years and not be able to do anything.
Yeah, I love that. And
Yeah. Yeah.
the people should know, we've got a name for our little club. We got our 5 a.m. club, and
Mm.
we've called ourselves the Willy Wonka Club.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Gotta get
Let's go.
those
I
arms.
see it.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah. Yeah. You got that too. Yeah. Yeah, trying to get those arms like that young Willy Wonka kid.
Yeah.
Um, uh, what's it? Jeremy Allen White. He's got
Yeah.
those. It is that the bear that was the show because with the food and then also like,
Mhm.
damn, he's got those. What's with those guns?
Oh,
Yeah,
his arms are huge. I mean,
yeah,
I think he had just done that movie, The Iron Claw. So he was
yeah.
absolutely yoked. But but that's one
I
thing
think
though.
I fell into that like weird spot where it's like physically fit, but also like, okay, now what parts of my body do I want to work on and can totally achieve that? Like, oh, it was definitely like I got to get some of those. I got to get some of those guns. Like
Yeah.
I gotta like, oh, I got stung by a bee. Oh, just right here and right here. Like just, just having some arms. Like people notice they're like, whoa, you've been lifting. Like, yeah, every day.
Oh yeah, because I can say definitely for our 5 a.m. crew, it's like we're the fit parents club too.
Yeah.
Like you've got you, Sarah, Steve, especially. Like we're working out every morning. I just sent Steve a photo earlier. I'm gonna send it in our group. He looks jacked,
Yeah,
and so we're always taking people, just like Sean said, we love new people. We're always taking
yeah.
people at the 5 a.m. club.
5 a.m. Whatever time works for you. Like you gotta work that. I mean, the mom's class, I was going for that for hard for a couple of months, just worked out the schedule. It was great. Just get in where you fit in, like whatever works for your schedule, just try to get moving. Cause it's even if you're 2 days a week, 3 days a week, you gotta start somewhere. And the only thing you do is feel better,
Yeah,
like listen to your body, don't hurt yourself. And yeah, just lift some heavy weight. It's good for you.
I know. I love that. And I feel like, just talking to you right now, just you have really, I mean, not only do you represent what, you practice what you preach. I mean, you're representing everything that you've said, the things that you have told, what you've told people to encourage them to get in the gym. But if you had to just summarize it into one thing, that if someone who's watching this right now, because we actually have a good bit of people watching right now, and
Mm.
say it's another, let's say just another parent, doesn't have to be dad, could be a dad or a mom, and they're coming to Oxfit and they're, like I said, and they're nervous and they don't want to do nutrition yet. They're just trying to get to the gym. But what is it, if you had to say it in like 3 or 4 sentences, what would you tell them?
Show up for yourself. You can't take care of anybody if you don't take care of yourself. You don't need help moving a couch. You just gotta work up towards it. Um, and then, I mean, honestly, don't you know go around people who understand a journey, like a fitness journey, because you have to start somewhere. And it is really motivation to see people coming in and starting. It's the best. When people just start and they're like struggling and they just watch them transform into a beast is the best. It really is one of those things where it's like when I start to plateau, I'm like, yeah. And you just like find yourself working out with them and you're just seeing them like, oh man, I remember I remember when you were unable to even lift up just the bar alone or a little 10-pound weight, and now you're just just lifting heavy, taking care of your body. It's motivating. That's the best thing. It's like every time I come, it's I'll hit a plateau and then someone will come in and just like, hey, I just I'm a mom, I just had a baby, and then like all of a sudden they're just like squatting 220 and you're like, what the fuck, like damn, like yeah, just it's great when just to see that in people. It's awesome. And you do that. That's like your job. Like that's amazing. I like you have a lot of people in my day to day have changed my life so much because I wouldn't be here without you. Like I see you every day. I see you every
Literally.
day except for Sundays a lot of the time. Maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday, but I see you every single day and we always sweating. It's always just working, burning those calories. It's a great way to get to know somebody.
I love that. And Sean, I know you're a busy guy, and I know you got to go. I think I saw
I gotta go
someone.
fix some toilets.
You got to fix the
Yeah, I gotta go.
toilets. But
Yeah.
I've been a part of your journey. I've seen your journey. So proud of you. I can't wait. We've talked about some goals of maybe doing high rocks in another country together. Like, and that's the
That's
thing
the
is,
only way I'll do it again. That's the
right?
only way I'll do it again.
But that's the
High
thing is,
Rocks
like
sucks.
you said, it's maintenance, but it's also you just continuing to be better every single
Yeah,
day for the people that you love and for yourself so you could keep on
yeah.
adventuring. And you've, like I said, you said some amazing things today. I'm gonna make some clips, post them. You're amazing. Thank you for joining me today.
Anytime.
All right,
It
well,
was
and
great.
I'll see you in the morning.
I'll be there.
All right, I love
All
you,
right.
Sean. I'll see you later.
Love you too.
Thanks.
I'll talk to you later. All right, later.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed that just as much as me. What's really funny is it took me everything for, us not to be goofing around like we typically do. But look, Sean said it best. Do it for yourself, do it for your kids, do it for your family, and you've got the time. Stop making excuses. Let's make 2026 your year. And look, he started working one-on-one and then me, and the changes speak for themselves. Just look at the thumbnail. If you're not convinced, then I don't know what will. But thanks for tuning in today, you guys. Love that I got to do it with you all on a Wednesday. I'll see you next week.